Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I will show you how to apply support conditions to the model. And since these conditions are applied to nodes, I'm creating a node here so I'm able to access the auxiliary window of support conditions. Here, you need to specify the ID of the node that you want to apply the support from this drop-down list of created nodes. Or you can write the IDs of multiple nodes following the format described in the tip when you leave the cursor over the text box. In the first column, you can select the degrees of freedom that you want to constrain. Only the degrees of freedom of the selected model type are enabled. D stands for displacement and R for rotation. So dx is the displacement in the global x direction, which is the horizontal direction in this 2D model. dy is the displacement in global y direction, or the vertical direction in 2D. And rz is the rotation about the out of plane z direction, which is the only rotation component of 2D frames. For each constrained degree of freedom, you can set a prescribed displacement or rotation. And instead of applying rigid restrictions, you can set semi-rigid constraints to which you have to provide the stiffness of the spring support. The last option is to give an inclination to the support. Then you have to provide either the tilt vector or the rotation angle. The vector defines the global components of the x direction of the support. So vector 100 means that there is no rotation. The angle is more intuitive for 2D models because you just need to provide a single rotation angle in degrees. In this case, positive values indicate a counterclockwise rotation. And in the end, you have to click the apply button to confirm it. As you can see, the node now has all the conditions that I set. The rigid restriction of displacement in the x direction with a prescribed displacement of 10 millimeters, the spring support in the y direction, and the rigid restriction of rotation represented by the square. The support is also tilted by 20 degrees counterclockwise. Now I want to show the support conditions in 3D. In the case of a 3D frame, all 6 degrees of freedom are enabled to be constrained. However, it is not possible to restrict a single rotation component. All 3 rotation components must be restricted together. The inclination of the support can be specified by 2 vectors, one to define the global components of the x direction and the other the y direction of the support. It can also be specified by 3 angles of rotation around global axes x, y, and z. And to help visualize the rotation of the support, you can view the local directions by clicking this checkbox. It shows the local directions of the support, highlighting the YZ plane and the global axis at the bottom. It updates as you change the support orientation. You can hold and drag the right button to change the rotation of the camera. And you can also change the support orientation by manipulating these axes, as it is described down below. You can click and drag the origin of the local axis with the left button to any position to define the x direction. Then you can use the scroll to rotate the YZ axis. Finally, another way to set the support conditions of a node is by clicking on it and using the edition table, where you can set or unset only the rigid constraints. As always, don't forget to click the apply button. And that's it for this video.